Hi, Doctor. My name is Loh Yew Chong. My teammates for this project is Sze Yuan. We are from Group 1. This project is a 2D game simulator for Pacman and Snake games coded with Java programming language. And why do we pick this game simulator? Okay, so first of all, it is because it is a new field for us and we desire to experience in developing a games. And why do we pick Pacman and Snake games? So the reason is it is a 2D games with map and maze, which is quite interesting for us. Before this, we haven't learned how to code for multiple enemy which move simultaneously, or learn how to code for getting response from keyboard button, or learn how to code for graphic content such as map, movements of characters, neck lengths, and etc. These are the features that we have in our game simulator. The menu will allow the user to pick whether they want Pac-Man or Snake games. These are the screenshot of the games that we have.
Okay, thank you, Yu Zhong. Thank you for his introduction and also explanation of our system feature. Okay, so this is the UML diagram of our project, our Java code. As you can see, our UML diagram is actually pretty huge. So I will just pick a few highlights to explain to you, sir. Okay, so this is a simpler version of our UML class diagram. The first thing I want to explain is the class that is put inside a blue circle. Okay, the class that is put inside the blue circle is a menu class. It's responsible for is responsible to generate the game menu of our game simulator. And then the second thing I want to explain is those two classes that is put inside a green circle. Those two classes are the Snack Game Frame class and the Pacman class. These two classes are responsible to generate the JFrame window for our games. Okay, then the last thing I want to explain about is the classes that is put inside a red circle, which are Snack Game Panel class and the Pacman Logic class. These two classes are responsible for every game logic and all graphical components of our games. This is the list of functions that we have in our Pacman Logic class. So, sir, you may pause the video to have a look at this list of functions. This is the first page. This is the second page. Now I want to explain and demo our code. So this is our Pacman code. In the first class I want to explain is the Pacman class. The Pacman class will create a JFrame window for our Pacman game. As you can see, these are some of the properties of the JFrame window here. Okay, move on. We'll talk about the Pacman logic class. The Pacman logic class is a class that determines all the game logic and the graphical component of the game. So these are the variables. And I won't explain about the variable. I'll straight away go into the function. So we have many functions, but I group it into three groups. The first group of functions will be responsible to set out the game. And then in the first group, the very first function is this Pacman logic constructor function. The Pacman logic constructor function will invoke other functions that will help us to set out the game. For example, load image, which will help us to load the image of Pacman and ghost. Init variable, which will initialize the important variable like the position and speed of ghost. Init game will help us to set out the important setting of game, like how many life the Pacman have. Init level, which will help us to set out the map data, the data of the maze. Display level, it will determine the position of the ghost. Okay, move on to the second group of function. The second group of function is in charge of the game logic. Okay, then the first function of this group is the play function. The play function will involve other important game logic function. For example, Dave will determine what will happen to Pacman if he die or touch the ghost. Pacman control determine how we take the user input from the keyboard and then change the movement of Pacman. Move ghost help us to move the ghost around the maze to catch the Pacman. Spin, it will check whether is there any white dots left in the map. If there is no more white dots, means that Pacman has won the game. Okay, move on to the last group of function. This group of function will take care of all graphical works. For example, paint component, it will involve other graphical function in this group. The first group of this function, the first function of this group is the intro screen function. The intro screen will display the press space message on the screen. Display score will display score on the screen. Display mask is the function that displays the whole map you see here. The last two functions we have here is the display Pacman and the draw ghost function. Display Pacman will display Pacman according to the direction that Pacman is moving. The draw ghost function will display the ghost. Okay, now I would like to demo about the game after finishing explaining the code. So this is our game. You can control it with the WASD button. And you can try to collect the white dots. If you touch the ghost 3 times, you will lose the game. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Sze Yuan. So this is the functions and the function descriptions of the snake game panel class. Doctor, please pause the video and have a look on it. Okay. Now I would like to do a demo, and at the same time, I will explain about the code that we do. All right. So, game simulator is the class is the main will responsible for outputting this window at here. All right. So, first, in the main, these are the things that these are the code that I do to in order to make the picture here and the words, and then I use show option dialog to show this main menu, and then these are the logics, all right, to show to determine whether which game is coming to run. All right, so I click snake, so it will run this code, which means create a snake game object, which will call its constructor lah. So, and then it will create object of the snake game frame, which will also call the constructor of this snake game frames class. So it will run the code to create the object of snake game panel, and then it also create JFrame for the snake games. So I'll talk about the snake game panel class. So in this class, so the constructor will be called, which is one of the setup functions in this class. So it will start the game. It will call the start games. The start game method is at here, which it will call the new food to create to get the positions of the food that generate randomly. Okay, so it also will start the timer. Also will start timer, and then despite of this, and then another setup functions is the action performance at here, action performance methods, which it will set the flow of the games, and the last one will be the key press functions, which will get the inputs of from the keyboard and assign the directions to the snake. All right, so now we're talking about the graphical contents functions. All right, we have the pane components. All right, it will call the JPanel class pane components methods, and it will call the draw method, which is here. So these draw methods will draw and fill in the snakes of the games, and beside that, it also will display scores and invoke or we say call the game over functions, right, which is one of the function that display graphical contents. This game over which shows the scores and also the game over text. Okay, so now for the last type of functions, which is logic functions, that is new foods. All right, so the first one is new foods. The new food will generate positions of food randomly. All right, so the other one is the move, which will shows the movement of to move the snakes, and then for the next one will be the check food. You will check whether the food is being eaten or not. While for the next one will be check collisions, which will be the next will be the last one. It will check whether the snake heads hit the border or not. If hit, game over. All right. So now I demo for our. Okay. So for now the game is start. So when the snake hit the foot, it will increase size, and if it hit border, it will game over. Yeah. I think that's all from me. Uh, I will let Zian to continue.
Thank you, Yew Chong, for his explanation and his wonderful demo. So I will take over this session and explain about the relationship between this course and this project. So in this project, we have implemented a lot of knowledge we learned in this course. So for example, we definitely have implemented the OOP concept to develop this project. And besides, we also have implemented a lot of important knowledge that we learned in class. For example, the Java array, the Java JOption class, and also the Java class relationship. For example, array, we have used array to store the position of goals, or store the data of the map, or store the position of the snake, etc. Then we have used JOption pane to create a menu. Initially, we don't have a menu, but we decide to have a menu for our game, so we use the JOption pane to create it. Sorry. Lastly, we also have used class relationship to connect the games and menu together.
Okay, in conclusions from this course, I learned a lot about the OOP using Java, because before this we learned C++ programming for OOP, but we haven't touched about Java. And I have through this course and the project given, I have experience in developing 2D games and use classes such as JFrame, JPanels, and all sort of classes. And there are a lot of classes that I haven't explored yet. And this is very fun and it's very amazing.
Okay, well, for me, I also have learned a lot in this course and also this project. Just like Yew Chong, before that, we only have learned C++, and we never learned how to use C++ to create a graphical application with graphical user interface. So through this subject, I get to learn how to code a graphical user interface software. And then I also have learned how to code a game through this mini project. And before I end my conclusion, I also want to say thank you to our lecturer, Dr. Tamizi. He has taught us a lot of Java programming skill. I also cover a lot of many important Java programming concept. And this Java programming concept not only can be implemented in Java, but also can be implemented in any other language or any other software development. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you.